Hi everyone. So in this video, we will be installing a MobSF, which is actually an automated all-in-one mobile application, you can say framework, which is used for static and dynamic analysis. So let's start with the installation process. Navigate to this particular MobSF GitHub.io page, and let's see the details of what is mentioned over here. Right. So yeah, it is in the documentation section. Let's go to the installation phase. Uh, so for Linux and Mac, we can just directly download it, this particular URL. We are cloning the repository, so I have already done it. The clone just for quickly show you what is there inside that. Right. So yeah, there are different files mentioned over there. We have to run the setup.sh string for Linux and Mac installation. Actually, it is a Python-based framework, so it will identify that what is the Python version over there, what is the pip version over there, right? And then install certain packages using which are required for running the you can say framework, right? So it is upgrading the pip first, and then checking for different platforms and all. Now, once it is installed, let's see that what we can do. We have to run this particular command to run on 8000 port on the local host. And we also have a Docker option. So if you are familiar with Docker, there are certain limitations in the Docker. We can only do the static analysis. We cannot run the dynamic analysis in Docker environment. For persistence, we can assign a different volume, and we can do volume mount over there. So each and every time whenever you go, we can use that particular persistent. Alright, it is still installing the dependencies. MobSF install, MobSF version 3.4. As you can see, the installation complete message over here. So let's run it. There was a command, run command run.sh for Linux and Mac OS, and we are giving the IP, localhost IP, and the port 8000 port. We can change it. We can definitely change it where we want to run. Alright, so if you want to customize a port, you can do that by defining a different port over there. Okay, let me have given 8000 port, the standard port, and we have MobSF up and down. Alright, so we can upload our APK file over here. We can even drag and drop over here into the particular screen. Let's do that. Okay, I'm dropping injured Android, which is a purposefully vulnerable application. Let's see what happens. In the if you run it from the command line, you can see that it is fetch and doing certain, you can say, operations on the application itself. It is using different Java-based you can say APIs or frameworks and to decompile the application. Depending on the size of the application, the analyze time will be vary. Alright, you can see that it is converting APK to Java, decompiling to Java with JADX. It is using JADX underline, DEX. to Smalley code conversion. Smalley code is something like you can consider it as an assembly, similar to assembly code. All right. So we have our analysis done by MobSF, and now we can go through the details of this particular analysis. So it had identified the activities, services, receivers, and providers, the major components. The certificate details are there. It is created by Kyle Binak. Hats off to you, Kyle. You have done a tremendous job. Yeah. So these are the application permissions. Different permissions are there. Right? We have to identify that whether those permissions are good or not. We have different APIs. We have activities. Whether these activities are browsable or not. So whether is there any deep links or is there any issues or with the activities we can identify. This is the analysis, manifest file analysis over here. It also does the code analysis. So if something is found from the code, binary analysis, NIAP analysis, file analysis, if files are there, malware analysis, the server locations. So based on the URLs, it will IP or URLs, it will identify certain servers. So as you can see, GitHub is there. So yeah, it is giving different based on countries based on the IP. In the recon part, it will identify the URLs. It will identify different Firebase deep database details are there. Or yeah, you can check for misconfiguration in that. Emails extracted, trackers are there. Strings, we can find some sensitive data into the strings also. Hard-coded secrets, it will just do the regex match and identify that is there any something interesting things, the secret files, the Google API keys or AWS API, secret keys are there. Now these are components, the activities, how many activities are there, how many services are used, receivers, because receivers are there, providers are there, the files, how many files are there. So same way we can do in the JetX, it can be also done in this